We hear a lot about data everywhere we turn, in our classes, in the popular press, from our friends. But really at a deep level, what are data? To start off with, data is the plural of datum. And this is really important because data require you have more than one datum. Data are effectively a collection. We hear a lot about data everywhere we turn, in our classes, in the popular press, from our friends. But really at a deep level, what are data? To start off with, data is the plural of datum. And this is really important because data require you have more than one datum. Data are effectively a collection of information. Data can come in many forms: spreadsheets of numbers, electronic data files, other electronic communication, but a handwritten list or even a shoebox full of receipts contain data. These are all collections of information. Data and analyses of data are everywhere. Collecting, processing, and analyzing data is expensive. Businesses and governments often sit on petabytes of data, and what I'm talking about with petabytes is millions of gigabytes of data. On top of that, companies like Amazon employ nearly 200 PhD economists and hundreds of data scientists, all with the goal of analyzing data. Why are companies investing these huge resources in analyzing data? There's a motivation common across businesses, researchers, the government, and individuals who collect and analyze data. The reason that we're doing this is that we want to gain a better understanding of the world, and the primary goal is to make better decisions. There are many types of decisions and motivations for improving them, and they can vary widely. So you might use data to discover new medical treatments, design better policies and laws, increase corporate profits or reduce waste. Maybe you want to win more professional sports games, or even at a very personal level, perhaps you use data to track your exercise or maybe improve your 5K time. But why do people care so much about data science now? For example, why does it seem like every professional sports team now has an analytics department, where perhaps they didn't 5 or 10 years ago? Why does every startup have a data scientist? It definitely wasn't like this 10 years ago. I didn't take an undergraduate course in data science, and there was no course offered at my university. The fact is that data analytics is a rapidly advancing field. There have been many changes over the last decade that have led to this analytics boom. There have been substantial increases in computing power and scalability. The role of cloud computing and the computing scale that's offered by cloud computing wasn't available in the past. There's also been a massive reduction in the cost of actually storing data. Data used to be incredibly expensive to store. Computers might have only had megabytes or less of memory, and storing data was incredibly expensive. There have also been improvements in transmitting data, in particular via the internet and mobile data, which has made data collection and transmission substantially less expensive and available to basically every company or individual that would like to do it. The data collection apparatus has also massively expanded. There's new technology that means we can collect new types of data. If you have a smartphone, it has a accelerometer, a GPS, an air pressure sensor, and many other types of sensors built into the phone. And these types of technologies make it incredibly accessible to collect data at a broad scale. There have also been massive improvements in analyzing for what I'll call big data sets. These are artificial intelligence and machine learning, that's often what they're called, but there have been other computational advancements as well that make analyzing and learning new information from these large data sets achievable. The fact is, when you combine all of these things together, data and analyses are everywhere. There's a 2015 news source that I found that claims that humans produce 2.5 billion gigabytes of data per day. That was several years ago now, and you can only imagine that's increased over time. Tools and computing power now available have made analyzing these large volumes of data possible. So that covers data, but what is data science? So you may have many impressions about what data science might be. It could be a line in your resume that gets you a job at Google. It is a 300-level AREC course. Some people might tell you it's the science of data, or you might think that it's something like machine learning or artificial intelligence. I'm going to tell you that data science is much more than any of these things. But importantly, at a fundamental level, data science defines a workflow and a set of best practices for data analysis that take you from raw data all the way to results and better decisions. A good data scientist is probably going to be well versed in things like machine learning or artificial intelligence, but data science is much bigger than just modeling tools. In fact, I know many data scientists, and they have a diversity of jobs. Some of them focus just on collecting, processing, and archiving data. Others design and implement data warehouses. Some create visualizations, so graphical representations of data. Others are estimating economic models and generating forecasts using the large volumes of data that are available to them. Some of them are solely concerned with optimizing business processes. So they work for a corporation, and their goals are to make the corporation more profitable, reduce waste, improve employee satisfaction. They may also be attempting to predict human behavior. Humans behave in very interesting ways, and sometimes you might think that they're unpredictable. But the fact is, you might want to know how many people are going to a beach on a particular day or routing a particular bus route, and insights from data can really help us understand how humans are going to behave en masse. Lastly, I know several data scientists whose sole job is processing and extracting information from free-form text. There's a lot of textual information out there. You can think company filings with the SEC, books, or websites, and their job is specifically to use algorithms to pull information from these textual sources and turn them into something that computers can use readily. So as you can see, there's a large number of things that a data scientist might do. And so as a result, they need a diverse skill set to be able to handle many of these opportunities for analyzing data and improving decision making.